Hey guys, what's going on? In this video, I am going to be discussing. Several of you have written to me and just said that even though you guys have really solid levels, sometimes as you guys get into smaller time frames, so for example, if you guys are utilizing the weekly chart, then the daily, and then the 4 hour for critical levels, as you get into smaller time frames like the hour, the 30 minute, or the 15, all the lines kind of become overwhelming and they kind of mess you up with your setups. So this is the most easy way to not get overwhelmed and to also just have very, very good solid levels without making it too complicated. So what I like to do is I like to start with the weekly chart, right? Meaning that each of these candles represent what the stock, in this case Nvidia, did for the week. So what I like to look for is, this is what I like to do. I'll take a price point. For instance, right here, we're going to go, we're going to change this up. We're going to get the dotted line and we're going to go with purple. I like to use purple for my weekly and my daily levels. So I'm going to say, also, I like the price to be shown to the right. So I'm going to save these as default levels, as my default, right? That's what I like when I'm charting. So as you guys can see here, it'll give me the price. Yeah, I need the price. Here we go. The price is going to be to the right. And this is the level. So I made a level right around 117. Very, very important. When you have a level that's like at 117.23 or 117.89, just round it off. So for this instant, I'm just going to use 117, okay? So that's going to be the level that I'm going to have marked up. Reasons why I chose 117. As you guys can see here, this level of 117 has served as support. So it kind of pulls back, it holds this level, and then it makes a move up. Again, it falls back down to this level of 117 before it makes another move up. So for me, that's a critical level because it has shown that it has served us as support. So it has kept the stock from falling to a lower level. So basically what you want to look for is you want to see that happen a minimum of 2 times. So in this instance, we have it here, right? For it actually tested that level several times. Since this is a weekly chart, it retested this level for about like 3 weeks and then finally made a move up. Then it retested this level for 2 weeks and then it had another move to the upside. So there's my 1 touch, 2 touch. So I'm going to keep that level marked up. Another level that I'm going to chart here is going to be right around 150. So since we are rounding this up, it's going to be 151. And I'm going to go into why I chose this level. Now, as you guys can see, even though this candle here did not completely touch that level, it came very, very close before it pulled, it was rejected. Then again, these two candles came very, very close to that level. But here it was tested and it pushed down. Then here it broke, then it pulled down before it made another strong move to the upside. So this is going to be important. I want that level marked up, and again we are rounding it off, so we are going to leave it at 151. This is the weekly, right? Anything else on my weekly as of right now, I don't really like. Maybe this one here, this level here, right around 129. So if you go here, we're going to round this up to about 230. It retested this. You guys can see several weeks rejected, then it retested, and then it had a strong move to the upside. So those on a larger time frame here, this is also a good level here, right around 80. Now notice how there's not too much going on, right? This is literally 4 lines. Now I'm moving into my daily. For my daily, I am going to keep the same color and the same length of lines, right? These are lighted lines. I'm going to keep everything the same because these are still very, very critical. So what I'm going to do is same thing. I'm just going to look for levels of where the stock showed resistance before it finally broke, or levels of where it has held. So 206 I like. This level here is actually really, really good. You guys can see it held, bounce here, bounce here, bounce, and it looks like it's holding yet again. So I want to keep this level charted as well. This level here, right around 180. And lastly, we are going to keep this level right around here, 223, okay? Again, notice how I didn't chart up too much, okay? Now that I went on the daily, I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart, meaning each candle represents what the stock did for 4 hours. Now, when I chart these levels of the 4-hour, I am going to change the color, and I'm also going to change the line. So for example here, as you guys can see, this is a pretty good level here. We're going to round it off. So 194. The color I'm going to change it to is green, and I'm going to make these lines smaller, letting me know that these levels are not as critical as the previous purple ones. So I have this level there. I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. Once again, you're just looking, it held, places of where it held before it makes a strong move to the upside. As you're charting these levels, always go back and round it off, and I promise you they will become less overwhelming, and it will just be simply much more easier to read. Okay, so 44. I'm going to do a few more of these, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly how you avoid getting confused. So all these levels here, they're still pretty critical. The 4-hour to me is very critical still. And it goes hand to hand mostly with the daily chart. So as I'm prepping these levels here, I want to show you guys, this is where I would come in and also draw up any trend lines. So we'll go over that in just a minute. Looks like we're finishing off here pretty well. Just a few more levels. Okay. And lastly, right around the top, the high, the all-time high, you can leave it alone. You don't have to chart it, because obviously, you have this notification here that lets you know that that is the all-time high. So the highest the stock has made has gone up. All right, so now that we have these levels here, as you guys can see, this is even now, still very, very easy to read, right? And another thing that I wanted to go over with you guys is just basically trend lines. So you guys can come down here. This is the tool to draw trend lines. And basically, you want to zoom in and you want to look for patterns such as this. So as you guys can see here, we have this level that it has bounced off. So it hits this level here, and then it makes a move up. Then it comes closer to this, makes another move up. And anytime it has fallen closer to this, which we're approaching here now, we know that this has the potential of what? Making a move up, okay? So this is where you would draw up any trend lines, any levels of support and demand, supply and demand, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but I will make another video going into that. Just basically letting you guys know that there is another level of support based off this trend line. So now that we have these levels here, what you want to do is you want to right click, you want to go into drawings, and then you want to go save as new drawing set. Okay, so you're gonna name this the weekly. You're gonna put W, comma, daily, comma, 4 hour. Okay, letting you know that you charted. Those are the main levels that you charted here. So you're gonna save. Now you have this saved, right? Now what you want to do next is you want to go back into here. You're already here. So what you want to do is create another drawing set. And you're gonna name this clean, just clean, okay? We're gonna name it clean. Now what you can do is you want to save that name, right? The one that we did, a WD for hourly, and then you can come, just because you know your levels are very clean, you can come back here and redo levels, and then you know whether you start making new levels and then you know they don't work out, you can always reference back this chart here. Okay, so you can even duplicate this chart. I think there's a way to duplicate them. um yeah, right here, save as new drawing set. And what you can do is you're going to put 2. Okay, so now you have this clean one, right? You have a clean one. When you go to drawings, you have the normal one, which is this one, and then now you have the same exact one that has a 2. Since you have 2, this is what you're going to do. Okay, this is where it gets easy. These levels here are not going to change anymore. Okay, so now what do we care about? All the levels that we previously charted are relevant, but right now what we really care about is the most current information that has been happening. So with that said, you want to zoom in, you want to go into a smaller time frame. From the 4 hour, I like to go into the 1 hour. And with that, I'm going to start looking for new levels to chart, okay? So in this instance here, if we zoom in, we can clearly see that there's a level here right around 289. Now with lower levels, right, since they are on a smaller time frame, you can also round them up. So for this, we're going to do 279. We're going to change the color to white because that's going to let us know that it's even a smaller time frame. And although these levels are going to be important to day trade, they're not going to be as critical as the purple ones and the green ones. So that's very important to know. So now you're going to save that as default so you don't have to keep changing it. And you're going to just start charting. You're going to just start charting more levels, okay? So again, here we have this level. You can do 288.50. So rather than just rounding it up, you can also do, since it is on a smaller time frame, you can use midway. You can also go here. So I'm just going to draw more lines. So since that was 60, we're just going to go with 50. And also here, you're going to chart this level here. Edit properties. Again, I'm going to put 50. And as you guys can see, this is becoming more what? More congested, right? There's just more things to look at. There's going to be a lot more lines here as the levels start to get, as we start approaching smaller time frames. So what you can do is, again, keep doing that. Now we're going to go into an even smaller time frame. So from the hourly, I like to do the 15-minute, okay? And if the default on the 15-minute is only 5 days, I actually like to change that to 90 days. And the way that you would change that is you would just customize the list, okay? So basically, it gives me more of a longer time frame, right? So that I can reference those levels. So if I go here, I know that this level here is going to be important, and I'll show you guys why. So edit, this is going to be 50, okay? This level is going to be important, especially for a smaller time frame, because as you guys can see, Friday, it didn't break above that level. It held below. So that is an important level that you want to keep on watch, especially for day trading. Now, as we zoom back out, that's basically what you want to keep looking out for. You want to keep looking out for any levels that just look congested, like where there was a lot of movement around. And what I mean by that is, I'll show you guys here. This level that we just charted, you guys can see held, pre-market breaks, but then it trades, it's been trading around that level. See how all the candles pretty much stay above that level, right, before it makes a move to the downside. So that's basically what you want to look for intraday levels, and you can just continue to do that. Okay, so there we have another level there, another level there, and another level there. Okay, I'm not going to go back and just round them all off, but that's basically the concept that I want you guys to grasp. Okay, also keep in mind levels of where the trend line is. As you guys can see here, here's the trend line. You definitely want to have that level marked up. Okay, so if we look at this on a 4-hour chart, let's look at it on a 4. This is crazy, right? Very overwhelming. These white levels can throw us off. So what you can do is you can go back to your drawings. Okay, you can go back to your drawings, and you can go back to the clean one where all your levels are nice and clean. You don't have all the white lines, and you can, if maybe there's a change in trend, you can always come back. You have these solid levels that you can reference, and then you're like, okay, so we have a trend line there. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now I don't think that it's holding the trend line. Say that we break below this trend line, right? What you want to do is you want to remove the trend line so it's gone. And maybe you want to, now you see something else. Now you see a range, right? There's a range here. There's a range from about 273 to about 323. So we know that the stock has been trading there. There's a range within that. Also, we can keep in mind, we can draw this trend line here. I'll show you guys. It's very easy to read. When it breaks above that, it gets rejected, gets close to that trend line, it pushes more to the downside. Now it hits that trend line again, and we get more downside. Gets close to that trend line, and we get more downside. Okay, so this is where you want to keep your trend lines, and this is where you want to keep your very solid levels. Okay, when it comes to intraday levels, what you want to do is you want to go to your number 2 copy so that you have your intraday levels, and that way it doesn't become overwhelming. When the market opens, now you know that these are your intraday levels that you're going to keep an eye out. And that's it, guys. That's basically how I keep everything nice and neat, and it helps me out a lot. So I hope that this video helps you guys out a lot too.